Hello everybody, welcome back to Max Reviews. I'm Brandon, and today we're going to be ranking all 6 movies I saw in March 2022. This is going to be my ranking of the ones that I watched. I missed the Batman, and then I didn't watch as much as I would like to because I was catching up on other movies and shows and whatnot. So, with that said, I saw 6 movies this month. Some are a bit more mainstream. I've been watching a bunch of movies that people aren't really talking about or checking out as much, just so that I can make this list longer. But this year this month I saw quite a bit more than I usually see for more mainstream things. Turning Red came out, Adam Project, Cheaper by the Dozen. And so, with that said, this is Max Reviews. I'm Braden, and coming in 6th place here is going to be Turning Red. I wanted to like Turning Red. I know there was a huge controversy online about if this movie was even going to be suitable for kids, the stuff that was wrong in it, the talking about puberty and pads and explicit detail and the awkward teenage thing, and also being set in the early 2000s. So, a lot of controversy about this movie. Probably one of the most controversial movies that I've been part in the environment, because Last Jedi was huge, controversial movie, and I wasn't really there for that. But this movie, really controversial everywhere. People's talking about it. Like, is it good for everybody? I wanted to like it. I'm sort of in support of having the pads and stuff in there. Just the way that they handled it, it was a bit too awkward for me. It was a bit too oddball, goofy. I just really couldn't get into it, and I feel bad about it because I love Pixar's favorite animation studio. And unfortunately, I went in to check it out on Disney Plus the day it came out with my sisters. We all did our fun review for it, and unfortunately, none of us really liked it. So, it's too bad. I like the director when she did her small film Bow, I think it was, and that was just a really nice short film. But I couldn't get into this. I feel bad. The animation is great. It's a very well-made movie. But just the way that it works, the plot, the story, everything, I just had to go negative. I did not like this movie. 5th place here, we have the new Cheaper by the Dozen movie. I also did some coverage on this channel. And, well, I didn't like it as much. It's not the disaster that was Home Sweet Home Alone. But I really didn't care for it that much. I don't want Disney to do stuff like this. I want them to do their new stuff that isn't connected to anything, any old properties that they own. But Cheaper by the Dozen, I just really didn't know why this had to be Cheaper by the Dozen. There's some slightly funny moments. There's some other not funny moments in there. A lot of not funny moments. They try to update the sort of Cheaper by the Dozen thing, but I just don't think it had the charm or the actual feel of a Cheaper by the Dozen movie, because the old ones I grew up watching, and my family, I have a family of 8. There's 6 kids, 2 adults, and I'm the oldest out of the kids, and it's just pretty chaotic around here right now. Like, even right now, my brother's outside doing crazy stuff. My sisters are doing stuff. It didn't really capture the craziness of a big family. It didn't really have a bunch of heart to it in the end, and I felt like maybe a bunch of people have been saying it should be a TV show because there's just so much going on here that it would work better in a TV show. And unfortunately, I'd have to agree with them that this movie could have turned into a TV show. Would I have watched the TV show? Probably not. But I didn't care for it. The main actors and everything, I didn't really recognize any actors from anything. The story's pretty generic, and the voiceover stuff they just suck all of the fun out of this movie. And I just feel, once again, bad that this movie had to come this low. I just couldn't get into it. 4th place here, another pretty bad movie. We have Deep Water. This movie had potential. It has Ben Affleck plays Batman in the Snyderverse, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and Batman v Superman. You also have the girl from Knives Out here, Ana de Armas. And so, pretty good, 2 great leads right there. And you have Ben Affleck doing sort of this different sort of acting, as he's sort of this bad guy. The plot is that his wife is cheating on him. So he's murdering and covering up everybody that knows and everybody that is cheating on his wife by killing them. It gets dark pretty fast. It's an interesting movie. I wanted to like it quite a bit. I was interested in it mainly just because of the cast. Ana de Martaz. She was great in Blade Runner 2049. I loved her in Knives Out. Ben Affleck, I really enjoyed his Batman, and I've been rewatching them for my Batman ranking, which unfortunately I couldn't see the Batman, but still. And then the movie, I just feel how it started, how it ended, how it went. The pacing was a bit off. It was a bit slower at times. It's this different sort of feel, and I didn't like how it ended. We don't really go anywhere. There's no big thing. You don't really root for anybody because the wife is just horrible, cheating on her husband, and the husband's horrible. He knows about it, and he's killing people about it. So it's just a very weird movie. I liked it more than the other ones because some of the acting is interesting, and some of, like, what's going to happen here was interesting. But other than that, just pretty bad movie. Moving up here, I'd give this movie like a 6 out of 10. Third place here, we have After Yang. This is a weird movie. It's an A24 movie, which I've been watching some of their stuff, like, been watching 8th Grade, been watching some other stuff in that genre of weird stuff. But this is a weird movie because it's about, you have this world where there's, like, android robot people that have sort of artificial intelligence. You have these floating spaceships that they move around in. You have these different sort of world going on here, but we're not really focusing. You don't really even get a wide shot of what spaceship they're in that's going. You don't really see the technological things that's going on here. No, it's a different sort of movie because it's about Yang, this android guy, who his power's going down and he's basically dead. And we're seeing his memories, his past life, and he had sort of this secret life where he liked this girl, they were dating, and she was real, and he was an android. It's just very interesting, and you're going back in time, seeing what was happening. It's a relatively short movie, only an hour and 40 minutes. It isn't, like, really intense. You're not going to be super moved by it, but it tackles these subjects of life, death, meaning of life, that sort of thing. Bigger questions that I just feel it didn't really fit this movie as well. So, I thought it was good, but like I couldn't get into it as much. A little thing before we go into top 2 here, I didn't get to see the Batman, but I will soon. And then next month, I'm just gonna be catching up on everything that I missed. So I've been checking out like the Scream movies. I checked out Death on the Nile, Dog, a bunch of these movies that I didn't get to check out before. So going through all of those, and I'm going to be ranking those along with all the movies I watched April 2022 at the beginning of May. So stay tuned for that in a month. And coming in second place here is going to be Windfall. This is another really interesting movie. It's on Netflix. I had no idea really where it was going because it's just such a weird movie. Here's the basic thing. There's this guy. He goes to this millionaire's house, his like vacation house. He starts stealing money, and then he's about to run away. And then the millionaire and his wife come home. The guy has a gun. He sort of threatens them, takes some money. They're gonna give him money, and then there's a camera watching his car, so he's got to sort of take them hostage and ask the guy to give him money. And then there's 4 people in the entire movie, and I think those people do a great job. I don't really know them from a whole bunch. I know this one guy from Power of the Dog. He's the millionaire. You have the wife who's just like considering, does he actually love me? You have the millionaire who's a jerk, but he's also sort of smart in his own way. And then you get to this gardener who just shows up out of the blue, and just how the movie works, how it ends, how it just goes through the movie. I really enjoyed it. It was interesting, and you get to see how it ends was really unexpected for me. It's a big twist that I actually really enjoyed. And you rely on these performances here. And if you're in this sort of movie where you only have 4 people, you have to rely on the performances. And I did think the actors did a great job. Cinematography is very interesting. So I loved the movie. Well, I wouldn't say I loved it. I liked it. It's a pretty solid 8 out of 10. Yes. Anyway, first place here is going to be The Adam Project. This is a movie that I thought I would like the most this month. It's got Ryan Reynolds, it's got Mark Ruffalo, and it just has this great cast of characters. It's not going to be one of the greatest movies of the year because I feel like there's some stuff lacking here with some plot conveniences, and also like we spend a few minutes with some characters and then it's just sort of cut off. Like it seems there was something deeper going on there. But it is pretty emotional at times. It works out. The comedy, I think, is actually really good. The kid does a great job of playing a younger version of Ryan Reynolds. I really enjoyed this movie. I know some people aren't really into Ryan Reynolds or his sort of stick that he's been doing for years, but I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. It was one of these movies that I just knew was going to be one of the greatest of the month, and it was. So that's my list. Remember to come back next month where I'm ranking all the movies I watched April plus everything that I missed in the past couple months. So thank you for watching. I'm Braden. This is Max Reviews. Leave your comments down below. Like, subscribe to Max Reviews. Thank you everybody for watching. Braden out.